So a college is helping students tackle their fear of making or taking phone calls. Nottingham College is running coaching sessions on phone confidence and etiquette to support them in overcoming their fear, known as telephobia. Liz Baxter, careers advisor at the college, said young people simply don't have confidence to use the telephone in a formal manner, which was unfortunate as phone interviews were widely used by recruiting companies. I do think there's this like narrative around like young people being like a new creation, like that young people haven't existed since always. And it's like, yeah, like people have always been nervous on the phone, and like learning phone etiquette and how to interview and how to do all of that has always been a thing. So I think that this is getting a lot of this like Gen Z doesn't know how to fucking do basic tasks, so they have to be taught how to do. And we've done this for every fucking generation. We did it for millennials. We did it for Gen X. Everybody's young people these days don't know how to do anything. Though I do think that there is a big difference in technology where phone calls are happening less.
Yeah.
And that's maybe fair-ish, but millennials were scared of using the telephone too. That was not, yeah. Maybe it's more, but that's always been a thing. Because when you transition from your mom making all your appointments to having to speak to a faceless, voice on the phone to figure something out, and the other person is like talking to you crazy, because sometimes you'll get on the phone to like set an appointment, but you don't know what the call is supposed to go like. So you go, hey, can I see a doctor? And the other person is like, what kind of doctor? Oh, a medical one. And you can feel the other person like noticing that you're a fucking idiot who doesn't know what's going on. That shit is anxiety inducing. So,
Not even like Gen's. Not. It's Gen Z, and then what's Gen Alpha was the one that came after Gen Z.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's Gen Gamma, I think, after them.
Oh God. What are they going to come up with next? That's Gen Gamma actually sounds like some X-Men type shit, which I would watch.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
It really does.
But no, like I can definitely get that that it would be worse for them coming up, because the expectation is to communicate more through text. Hell, especially if you had to go through a large part of your schooling or like formative years during COVID.
I would think that would make it less. You know what I'm saying?
No, so think about it like this way: like direct human interaction is even more anxiety-inducing. Like, because even if you're communicating like online, you still typing stuff. Like, you don't have to talk all the time, or you in a crowd, like you might not have to say much, and then you can just type on the keyboard,
just in chat.
to the side, the chat. And when you actually have to think on your feet, bounce, I like talk, you talk, I talk, you talk, I talk, and be confident in it. That's very much so anxiety inducing. Just like how you mentioned, like how we, or at least like how we had that issue also growing up, but we were more so like just forced to get better at it, because we were the generation that had text first, but we still very much so didn't have like some of the same luxuries that they have today, which made communication, especially talking on the phone, like necessary. It was a requirement at a certain point. We had to get over it.
Okay, so two things. One, I'm thinking, and I don't know what their classes look like, but I do understand that to some extent you're just doing more chat shit instead of like talking stuff. But this is specifically taking phone calls. It's not like being in person with somebody. So it's that voice to voice, real time reaction thing. If you're taking classes online and the teacher says, "Hey, little Johnny, how many apples is 2 apples?" You're coming on, like, often you're speaking on a video chat, and that seems to me closer to the. Oh, no, they're not. Okay.
No, like think about it like this: if you got an entire class on a Zoom call,
a
lot of times they'll just type the answer in the
right.
chat.
So you're never having any. Okay, that's I didn't know if that was the case. So
yeah, I mean, sometimes they say everyone, like, if you know the answer, please come off mic, speak. Then like, it's 4 or whatever. But even if you do type some shit, you can still delete it. Like, you can, there's a safety net, safety there when you're typing or chatting versus actually talking to someone. It's gotten so bad because I didn't even know it was this severe that they was having just so much anxiety just around being on the phone, just because I would feel like it's tougher to talk to someone in person.
I don't know. I feel like sometimes it's not really, because something about the phone feels. Have you saw Severance season 1? Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, you know how there's this box, this sort of like disembodied voice that's somewhere else. I feel like a lot of those situations it can be. And look, to be fair, maybe it is actually scarier in person as well. But it's like you're not even going to get to the in person part if you can't get past the phone part. But I
Mhm.
always think about people like every person who's transitioned from like young adulthood to adulthood has talked about having to send grown people emails and phone calls to make their own doctor's appointments, to talk to their electricity company, all of that. That's a transition that everybody makes that can be kind of bumpy. Like, oh, fuck, I got to get on the phone and like make an appointment with a podiatrist. How do I do this? Like, so I think that it's very disembodied and it's very like, you don't know what the process is, so the person on the other side of the phone can feel quite scary, and you also don't know where you are in space. Like when you're getting like forwarded through these call menus of like, oh, sorry, let me just put you on hold and put you through to this other person, and then another person's like, hello, and you're like, fuck, who is this? Whereas when you're moving through space, you're kind of like, cool, I'm in a doctor's office, I'm doing some doctor shit, I can see this says get your medicine here,
Mhm.
this says get your appointment here, kind of a thing.
Yeah,
Whereas on the
yeah.
phone, it's a little bit more like, where am I? What am I doing? What are the rules? Where am I supposed to be?
It sounds like a fucking like acid trip the way you just described being on the phone. But I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure like in terms of like the anxiety, that might be what it really does feel like.
Yeah.
Um yeah, and that you know what matter of fact, like right after I said that, there was actually an example in that same article of a girl who said she communicates and expresses herself a lot with her hands. She's not able
Mm.
to do that on the phone,
Mm.
so
Yes.
but I mean like cause I get it, like being on the phone can be intimidating, like for sure. I can remember like having anxiety around like being on the phone, like especially when
Yeah.
like it came to like you first start talking to girls.
Oh, true.
That's a
How
whole
did you?
nother level.
Okay. Because so I would like I know you smooth Magic Don one and everything, but like I still get anxiety about being on the phone when
Low
I'm like
key,
I
a
have to
little bit. Like if
have
you
to
like
call
if
for support.
you might get them butterflies a little bit. Just life shit. But you saying like sometimes you still get anxiety when doing that present day.
Yes, yeah, that's what I'm,
Hmm.
and having to do that for the first few times was also anxious, and also, and we've both done call center work. I think. Oh, have you? I think I know I have. Have you?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Close enough
and so
to it.
that when you start out that early, it's like, oh shit, I'm calling motherfuckers I don't know. I don't know who they are, why we're interacting, and I'd have to try and sell them some shoes or whatever the fuck. But I think that built up a lot of
Yeah.
confidence for me very quickly, where it's like, cool, after those first 10 where you're like sweating, you're like, cool, this is just what I do. I'm calling a stranger, don't know who the fuck they are, don't know, I just, it's a voice coming from a
Yeah.
box. Cool, whatever. Are you trying to get these Reeboks? So I think that there's that. But when I think about the social element of like talking to your friend, because I honestly, I don't think I've had a lot of late night. Oh no, that's not true. So I'm remembering shit in real time. There's a lot of video chats more than like phone calls.
Hmm.
But yeah, no, I feel you. That would also be a lot of anxiety as well. Like, oh, can I call you? Can we get on the phone? That kind of thing.
I
So
say, what am I gonna say? How do I act? I
yeah.
can't. I'm only utilizing my voice right now. I'm
Mm.
stripped of everything else. Put my voice and personality.
Those are your two strongest feats though. You know what I'm saying? So you had a lot going.
Oh, I wasn't talking about me specifically, just
Oh,
anybody.
just a
But thank you
person.
so much.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I
you're
appreciate
right.
that.
That makes sense.
You know,
Josh can't relate. Just a little bit.
you know what I mean. Hey, it's tough being on an island by yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is like, like again, bro, like we're seeing the future happen in real time. We're seeing the future happen in real time, like on some Matrix shit.
Mm.
Are we really gonna be communicating with each other like that for real, in the next 200 years? Because like
Okay.
all the technology, for one, is teaching us to become more dependent on technology. It's not making us smarter at all. Like
Mm.
it's not doing that at all.
Yeah.
Like so, for one, ChatGPT, like AI, it's going to like just what it's going to like. We're not going to be using our cognitive skills as much as we need to be, like actually flexing that muscle. And the
Yeah.
more conveniences that they put in front of you to make your life so much easier, this is going to be so great for you. The more difficult it's going to be to do simple shit like just to say hey to somebody, which is already in today's time right now, is kind of tricky when you like,
Oh yeah.
our full on adults are in the wild and shit, and making friends or like just having regular conversations with people. And we're already seeing that happen in the younger crowd. Like, hell, even the suburban boys is talking about it because they primarily texted and shit like that. And it's like,
Oh, did
damn,
they
I didn't
mention that
realize
recently?
the last time they were
Mm.
on. Remember, because they've mentioned like an interesting dynamic that we weren't aware of because we're not their age anymore.
Mm.
And yeah, like so, I mean, like the more technology advances, and the less human we'll become, essentially. Or like we won't know how to interact with people like that unless you do some shit online or virtually.
I wonder if people, because there is a cohort of people of Gen Z folks who are like trying just moving away from tech. I don't know how big of a thing that is. Like you see articles or things here and there. I don't know if that's a reality or if that's just a sort of age fetishization, which that the media loves to do. Of like, here's how young people are fucking weird and fucking toppling the system, and it's like this is not actually reality.
Yeah.
But there does seem to be at least that conversation happening. So I wonder if people are kind of bucking back because they feel that, or if just over time things become worse. Because it's not just the youngest generation. It's happening to every generation
Right.
simultaneously. Like we're all together using Chat GPT and social media and all of that kind of shit, and watching it degrade the way that we interact and relate and use our minds. Because I'll be reading the email. And it's a normal amount of words, and I'm like, man, I'm finna copy this
I ain't
shit
got
in
time for this
ChatGPT
shit.
and just
Yeah.
tell me what this shit says. I
Right.
can't read this shit.
Right.
Like,
Right, bro.
sound it out for me.
Yeah.
So I feel like, because I was thinking like ChatGPT can now do, and Gemini and all of the, DeepSeek and all, they can do like like word problems. So shit that before you would have to at least identify what the fuck the numbers were and put it in a calculator. Now it's just like, look, read this paragraph, you tell me what the problem is and what the solution is. And it's cool, they can get that. So it's like, you don't have to think. And so as a kid, I'm just like, I think it's more important than ever to teach children how to think and how to do this math that really functionally you don't need to know anymore, because a computer can do the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, like just for raw basic necessity, they're still going to teach it. But as far as like teaching people how to think, that's going against the plan, my brother. The government, the education system don't want you to actually think. They just want you to be a literal, a human capital, pretty much, a human
Yeah,
resource.
it's gonna be goddamn idiocracy. Everything gonna be brought to you by Carl's Juniors, man. They're gonna be spraying Gatorade on the crops and shit.
Yeah,
Goddamn.
Gatorade on the crops is crazy. Hey, that shit actually the electrolytes, bro.
It might work. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? They say Red
Photosynthesis
Bull gives you
combined.
wings.
Hell yeah, photosynthesis combined with
You're right.
goddamn electrolytes, nigga, bruh. We
That's
gonna have super flowers.
no, you right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hella pedals. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be athletic as fuck. Fuck. Give them protein powder too, and some goddamn after workout. The crops might pick themselves.
Bro, cross pollination about to go stupid. About to go straight dumb.
Have some corn broccoli.
Mhm.
Fuck yeah. Holy shit. I'm trying to get a mango banana. A mangnana.
I will say one thing though, like I'm glad that there actually is a course that is actively identified this problem, is actually like providing solutions for these kids, to like help work through that anxiety, and like actually like give them tools to actually do it, like give them homework practice, because shit at the end of the day it's just some shit that you just have to do. ChatGPT can't teach you how to be a more social human being and like actually make you do it.
No.
I got over like I got over certain anxieties with like fear of like just going up and talking to people and whoop, through my first job out of college. That was like going like door to door doing residential sales. And nigga, that's it don't really get that much more in the deep end than that.
It's a learning experience, because I did that same shit, and it's good. It's good for you. I think.
It sucks, but it is good for like it's like medicine. Like some of the worst tasting shit be the best for you. And that's just a fact of life. And I think we're so busy trying to get away from like the bad tasting shit that is actually good for you. And we're saying, hey, we're solving problems when we're solving problems that are actually helping humans be more competent, capable, smart, whatever. And then just letting like the real problems, like the bullshit, just like slide. And we're in this space.
Yeah, but at the same time, like we haven't, like there's always been etiquette classes. Like that's always been a thing. You know what I mean? So like I remember there was typing classes and interview classes, and how to balance your. So I feel like this is just like I I don't know if we specifically have phone etiquette classes or here's how to take a phone call, but that sounds like some home ec shit that we would have had. Like this doesn't sound new to me.
You got to think
this seems like something that already existed.
Yeah, true. But you got to think those classes might not be available across all schools.
Exactly.
Like I had an interview class that was an elective in college that helped me understand how to write an email and do that. We did practice mock interviews. I'd never forget that shit. I was nervous as shitting bricks. But this dude that went directly in front of me, he said some shit that was so funny. The whole class bust out laughing. And my anxiety just completely went away, and I murdered my interview because I was like, it can't get no worse.
Oh, he fucked it up crazy.
It was like you could tell he was super nervous. So it wasn't no judgment, but he was talking about these pizzas, and he got really into the pizzas at one point. He said, "I told him to take the pizzas out of the thing," and it was just like it's like he transported himself back into that moment, and we all died laughing. Even the teacher was like. But it's just like stuff like that you can't get on, you can't get on ChatGPT, you know what I'm saying? Like those experiences, like those real life experiences that teach you how to get over your anxiety. Like, okay, if I can make myself laugh, if I can distract myself,
Yeah. We'll see what happens because we love to say, oh, you can't use ChatGPT for this, and then ChatGPT just drop a whole new function. So I mean, we'll see.
Chips in the brain, bro. That'll be
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, ChatGPT might be that. Oh shit, yo. NZT, my nigga. Like AI NZT in the brain. Like you just optimize your brain and that'd be different.
Like honestly, I don't think that I think we'll have to have a serious conversation as a society around what our mental capacity is as a species. Because, and not to get too eugenic about it, but I feel like as a species, we pretty much have had the same intelligence across our history. And so if we want to value what we are as a species, but our technology is rapidly fucking expanding, we kind of have to have a conversation around do we start genetically engineering ourselves? Do we start fusing ourselves with technology? Because otherwise we're going to get left behind from our own world. Mm-hmm. I think that's a real conversation that has to be had.
I mean, worst case scenario, think Terminator or The Matrix, which was fucking crazy.
Exactly.
Those are the sequel and the prequel to one another, made by a black woman. God bless her.
Shout out to you. What's the old girl's name?
I can't remember.
Fuck. Let me look it up.
Yeah, she deserves her name to be spoken.
Because it was like the third eye, some shit. Let me see. This is some of that.
I mean, it's heavily based on Christian,
yes. Christian it's Sophia Stewart.
Yes, okay. Yeah, it's basically like an allegory to Jesus. And the second coming and all that other stuff. But anyway, it's gonna be. Yeah, I really do think it's gonna be like that. Like the machines are gonna get too smart. They're gonna become self-aware to some capacity and be like, "You niggas are these people are cancer. We can do this, whatever it is, better than you." And it's gonna be like a war with machines and AI. We're gonna have our own automatic enhancements to fight the system.
And we gonna fucking lose, bro.
Yeah, so goddamn lootly.
In none of these movies have these niggas won. In the first Matrix movie, they still lose. He beats up the computer program, but everybody's still in the Matrix.
That was one dude.
Oh my God, he's starting to believe in okay. You beat one, you close down one program. Everybody's still a goddamn battery. Right. What is this, a victory? Y'all still live underground and shit.
Hey, that's what I'm saying, man. Humans don't deserve nice shit, bro. We're seeing all this shit in real time. I don't know. Maybe I'm just becoming real pessimistic into doomerism.
I think you're starting to hate people a little bit, my boy.
Oh man, working in customer service to do that shit to you, that happened to me a long time ago.
Oh yeah, you about to get replaced by ChatGPT.
Hey, well, it might be better for the pod. Who the fuck knows?
Simplify.
Oh shit! This.
Oh no! You got to do it slowly. You got to do it slowly, and
got to make. Not.
No, you swinging out too. You swinging out too far. You just gotta right there. Well, now that's the angle is crazy. No, the angle is too big. Yeah, just right there.
No. Oh, wait a minute. It's. But then if you go,
no, don't. No, you gotta too fast.
Yeah, right. Hit that Elon on the ass.
It's a red flag.